Well, good morning, PaintCan friends and family. Yep, I know you can barely see me. It's dark. It is 2:15 a.m. Let's go haul some propane. Okay, so I've gotten to the truck now. You can see here in the background. I'll get here. A 24 F-150. It is short. It was short the other day. I got everything all washed up. Still looking pretty good. But as you can see, it rained a lot, so it's going to be looking pretty bad here in just a little amount of time. So again, we're running a Peterbilt 589. For those who've been around the channel a little bit, you might say, well, what happened to the old 379? Well, as we turn around, it seemed very good, but nothing happened to it. I still got it. We're still running it. I'm going to be back in it probably in a week or so because I'm going to be getting the 589 serviced. So we'll be back in that. So get this thing unlocked. Hey, now we got a little light. Oh, look at that floor. It's dirty. We've been running a lot this winter. We had logbook waivers for a while, so with those logbook waivers, we did a lot of running. The rest of the truck's still pretty clean though, so we're gonna get all my junk put in here, see what we got to throw in the fridge and whatever, and then we'll get going. So we got the idle kicked up a little bit. I know it's not the greatest lighting in here, but it's a truck. It is what it is. Got the idle kicked up a little bit. Going to try to get some heat in here, but just show you what I got here in my bag of junk that we got to be put away this morning. So here in my bag of junk, we got some broccoli. Got some barbecue sauce. We'll put that over on a hard surface. We got some mustard. We got some wing sauce. Coffee cup. Well, we'll put that where the coffee cup goes for now. Yeti full of water. That goes up here. Another Yeti full of water. Put that here in that cup holder. And then we got cups of Chobani. Man, we got Chobani out the wazoo. Spin this around. We got Chobani. If you hadn't noticed, I like yogurt. We got yogurt. We're gonna stack all this away in the fridge. Usually I run enough hours that we leave it in there, but I shut everything down for the weekends. I had a full weekend off. And in there we've got a couple different types of cheeses, a couple pounds of turkey, about a pound of bacon, and another Yeti full of water, but this one is just spare water for like a coffee maker or whatever. We also got a bunch of water up here. And then what we got left is the Keurig. So when there's a system of putting things away, it doesn't take very long. Put the condiments down on the bottom shelf, cheese on the top shelf, turkey and the bacon, and another Yeti full of water and all the Chobani yogurts. Top shelf, up in the freezer, we got the broccoli. Snap that shut. Close the door. The bag that it was put in is right up here on top. Keurig velcroed down over here. Got power strip plugged into there, into the inverter. And you know what happens when you got a Keurig and it's first thing in the morning? Yeah, you guessed it. We got to make some coffee. So that one has a lot less water in it now. Why? Because it's in here. Snap that cap back on there. Pop the top open. Got the cup under there. What is the flavor of the day? The flavor of the day? Dunkin' decaf. The reason I do decaf is simply because I have heart issues. So hit the button for the top one. That'll be 10 ounce. And then we're gonna do another one, same thing, Dunkin' decaf. And then we will have this filled right up to the top. I don't measure out my water all perfect in the back. This thing is really solid once it's velcroed down, like a industrial sort of Velcro. You almost got to smack it to get it unhooked when you go to put it back in the bag for going home. As I said before, I don't always take it home. It just kind of depends on the weather. It's kind of like the fridge. I'll leave that on. I usually leave the inverter on. I don't stay parked all that long, but it was a full weekend off. Didn't want to drain batteries down, so shut the inverter off, shut the fridge off, took everything out and took it home. It was supposed to be cold one night, ended up it wasn't, so it wouldn't have froze up the water and carried either way. But we got coffee going in. We got temperature coming up a little bit in the truck. Bottom right there showing 100 degrees for coolant, so that's warming up. So we'll be taking off here in a bit. And one thing I'd said in a different video that I actually had to take down because of rules of the propane terminals, that I had said I don't leave until I can feel heat coming out of the vents. I'm just starting to feel the heat. So now it's just a matter, as soon as my coffee is done, I'm going to write down my time. You might say, well, why don't you do your logbook? Well, I don't have e-logs in this truck, and I don't do paper logs either. There's a reason for that. I don't go far enough or work enough hours to have to do that. If you work over 12 hours a day, or if you go outside of a 150 mile radius, then you have to do a logbook. We did do that for hours a lot during the winter, but at the same time we had a logbook waiver because of a shortage of propane. Salt carriers had the same sort of thing, so we would run more hours. I do have to write down my times on some sort of a time sheet so that if the DOT stops me, I can still prove my time, but I don't have to do it as a physical logbook because it's local short haul. Okay, I got a big truck with a sleeper and all that, I get that, but that's just in case. Sometimes I do use it, but it's more of a just in case situation, or if we are running on those waivers. So as soon as this coffee's done, write down the time and we'll get out of here. All right, so we're ready to go. While that coffee was finishing up, and I got it right here in my Yeti, and if you might get thinking, PaintCan, you got too many Yetis. You're right, I do. They work great for me, so that's what I use. I've got 7 or 8 of them total. I got a few of them at home I don't even bring with me. I really like to have some set up with water. I like to have some set up for coffee. But anyway, while that coffee was getting wrapped up, I went out, did the pre-trip, looked things over. Not a lot you can see in the dark. So you take a flashlight, you do the best you can. So I did the best I can. You kick the tires, you check the lights, you check for anything, maybe loose lug nuts, you look at suspension, you look at what you can see with a flashlight in the dark, and it's difficult. But usually what I do then is when it gets daylight and I'm loading or unloading or whatever, really wander around the truck, check out different aspects of the truck, always keep a constant eye on it. Even though everything was great, drive 5 miles down the road, might not be great. We never know. We never really know. Things can change. Listen for air leaks if you can, that type of stuff. But I didn't find anything. I mean, the truck's brand new. It's got 23,000 miles on it now. Trailer's an 08, and it's got a lot of miles. So anything can go wrong at any time, new, old, or whatever. But the likelihood of something on the tractor being bad it's pretty slim. But you check it over anyway, because you never know. You never know. So let's get going. I got a GoPro set up on the dash, and we're going to be just doing a little time lapse getting to the terminal. And we're going to do 2 loads today. We're going to be taking one to our own company's facility in Hubbardsville, New York, and then I'm going to be taking one to customer / competition just down the road in Valkville. So stick around, hang out, see what this is about. Again, we're going to do this a little different in the terminals because can't take any
video, pictures, anything like that in the propane terminals. They have deemed that that could be a safety and or security risk. They were really good about it, no issue, but just in case, they don't want any in there, so we're going to be switching over to this, my phone, when we pull in, and all you're going to see is my ugly face. You won't see any of the terminal. So we're gonna do that when we get there, and we'll see how this goes and take you along for the day. Alright, well, you can't see me, but I can see you, believe it or not. We're pulling up here to the terminal, and there is nobody here. Good deal. We can whip right in and get loaded. That's going to be pretty cool. Lately, it's hard to tell. Middle of the night, you're pretty safe, but man, you get in here during the day, it could be half-hour wait, it could be hour and a half wait, it could be 3 hours. Well, the Watkins Glen terminal at times has been as much as an 8-hour wait, so that's definitely not cool. Just pull up to the gate, gotta hop out, and I will be right back with you. Gotta log in to get in. Okay, this is cool. I can't show you. Look at a bleep bloop box. There's a little frog on it. little tiny frog on the dumb thing. That was pretty funny. So let's get on in here. When we get in, we have to have on safety toe work boots, which right now I got sneakers on, so I switch them. Kind of FR pants, FR shirt, hard hat with drop down shield, safety glasses, and then some type of either rubber or neoprene gloves, because propane when it hits air is cold, and I mean super, super, super cold. I believe it's 44 below zero as soon as propane hits air, so it can burn, it literally frostbite burn you. So with that, you gotta have all that stuff on, and FR apron as well in case it squirts back on you. So with that, shut the lights off here on the truck and shut the GoPro off. Don't need to burn all that battery. Turn the dome light on so you can see my ugly self. So what we're going to be doing, we'll be logging in the driver's shack. And if you'd watched some of the previous videos, you've seen the driver's shack, but those videos have been pulled down again for safety or potential security risks that they deemed, you know, what it is. So with that, we pulled those down, get my work boots on, shut the truck off. And one thing we have to do when we get out of the truck also is we have to have keys on lanyards. You hang your ignition keys over the pipe so you can't drive away. So that's another thing that we've got to do. Just safety precaution, you know, no big deal. We're not allowed to have any cell phones or anything inside the loading shed because, let's face it, it's propane, and propane goes boom. So let's be safe, right? So we're going to load this thing up somewhere in the ballpark of 13,200 gallons into this trailer, and we will be heading out momentarily.
Paperwork is done, all wrapped up. It is still dark out there. Just about an hour from the time that I pulled in till now, and so it's about 4:20 now. We're going to be heading for Hubbardsville with 13,201 gallons. So, being we did some video getting here in the dark, you don't probably want to see any more dark. So we'll catch up when we get to the delivery location. Hopefully we'll be closer to daylight. So we have arrived at Hubbardsville. When we first started out, I said, don't mind the dirty floor. Well, it's part of why. It seems like about everywhere I go, we're parked in mud. So it gets floor awful dirty. So this is where we hook everything up. Where this hose is currently hooked up. That's just a dummy hookup. But we're going to be hooking to there to pump in. We'll hook to that one with our vapor. There's the trailer hookups. But we got to wander over to the shed and grab some methanol, because we put methanol in to disperse any moisture that could get in. So we got 1 gallon in there. Here goes the 2nd gallon of methanol into the hose. Get that all in there. And we're just gonna screw it on right there. Open up the valves. And then we will get pumping. So we start at the truck. Go fairly slow with the valves. Start there. Open the valves here. Once they're open, we come over. We've got our pressure tank. Some places use nitrogen, some places just use propane. That will open these valves up. So slowly opening up. Then we check all these valves. Those are open. Make sure we trip over at least 3 out of 3 pipes. Walking over to here. These valves are open. Check the gauges. I know you can't see. That one's at 20. That one's at 9. So the 30,000 gallon tanks with that percentage in there, you can do your math, will 13,200 fit into a 60,000 capacity that doesn't have much in it. Yes, it will. It goes back in here because otherwise, guaranteed, it'll start raining again and the gloves will be soaked. Inside the cab, shove in the clutch, flip the VTO switch on, green light comes on, meaning it is on. Let out the clutch. Don't know if you can hear that. You can when we get out. Make sure we're operational. You can hear the unit over there. We can hear the pump spinning. Then we come over and look at the sight glass, and we can see bubbles. Pretty soon that'll clear up. It'll be nice and clear going in. So we're good there. Come back to the truck. And on this particular truck, as long as the cruise is turned on, we can just hit the resume button and it puts us right up to the 900 RPMs where we want to be to bump off. If the cruise is turned off, it won't do that. It'll just bump it up like 100. So we can kind of adjust it as needed and necessary from there. So we're here in the truck. Well, it's bumping off. I returned the gallon jug back to the shed that I had the methanol in, and just walked around, checked things out again a little bit, and now we basically sit here and wait for about an hour, sip some coffee, listen to the radio, talk to you guys, that kind of thing for the next hour or so. While I'm doing it, I'm going to be making another video while parked here. Basically what happened in 2024 and what my plans are for 2025. So be on the lookout for that video. We're going to be talking about motorcycle stuff again because we have no snow here in central New York. A lot of places I deliver to north have 2 to 3 feet worth of snow still on the ground, so won't be any north riding for a while. But rained hard yesterday, supposed to rain hard off and on for the next couple days, so hopefully the roads will get cleaned off a little bit from the salt. Might be able to get out and do a little bit of riding here in March, but we're going to be talking about that in that video. Still going to be propane in this video. Show you where we unhook, that type of thing, and then same thing when we get to the next destination. And we can't show terminal stuff and maybe a little bit driving once we get there. We are unloaded. We are empty. First thing we got to do though, when we are empty, we got to make sure. You hear the pump change tones, but you know, gauge says nothing. That means we are empty. Let's come around the other side real quick. Once we do that, we check the tank gauges we pumped into. And not that you could see them before, but they're a little bit better now. That one went up. It's at about 37, from 9 to 37. And this over here went from 20 up to the same, about 37. A little reverse procedure of what we did before. Unhook here, close all the valves, but I'm going to need 2 hands to do that. Alright, so everything is all unhooked and drained out and all that put away. Valves are closed. Paperwork is inside the office. It is time to hammer down and go back over and grab it. We are leaving the terminal. Been here 2 hours. Unlike the first round, pulled in, there was 2 trucks, 1 loading that just started and 1 waiting. When I pulled out last load, 1 was pulling in, and there was another one I met maybe 2 minutes down the road heading in. So I figured it's going to be a big day around the terminal, or maybe not a big day, but definitely a busy day early on anyway. So we are loaded up and we are hammered down. Best you can hammer down with 13,200 gallons of propane heading for Peterbilt, New York.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Alright, well, we have made it to Peterbilt, our second delivery point. Walk back through here. Here's where we do our connecting. In that tank. That's an 18,000. See what we got in this other one. We got nothing. That's 30,000. Wow. I'll bet this one's going to fit very easily. Just like the other place, two hoses hooked up. No sight glass here though. This one's got a needle. Or they're up it goes, or they're flowing. So, no open here. Well, moving on the other one. We just got it idling right now. Everything is going in good, so we're gonna go bump up the RPMs. Just like before, turn on the cruise, hit the resume button, kicks it up to 900 RPMs, and we are pumping for an hour or so. Well, again, we're at 0. So, got everything unhooked. Unhooked there, unhooked off the truck. Gauge there reading higher. And we are wrapped up for this load. Put the paperwork in your little box. Open the gate. We are ready to rock and roll. So with that, that's our 2 loads for today. That's going to wrap up our day. Just going to head back to the yard. Nothing much to see between here and there. So just want to thank you for sticking around to the end of the video. Hey, this is what I do for a living. If you find it interesting, I've just asked that you would subscribe, do all those things that the YouTubers ask you to do, and just stick around for the next video. I've got one just dropped a few days ago, if you haven't seen it, where I'm cooking, but I'm not in the microwave this time. Check that one out. If I was a smart YouTuber, I'd say, check out this video here, that one there, but I don't know how to do that, so I'm just going to say, if you just subscribe, that'll help. Thanks. God bless. Let's go.